Welcome to the finals of the DnM Sarsangan T10 men's cricket finals. Siddesh Bodke to start the proceedings for the Legends from the near end. Will be bowling to Venkatesh Prabhu Vellekar, who drives it and gets off the mark. With that single, Mapusa Dream Crushers are off the mark. One without loss. Kaushal Churi now facing Siddesh Bodke. Loud shout and a signal of a leg by. So with that single, two without loss for Mapusa Dream Crushers. Wanky back on strike, is batting on one. Hit it straight back the bowler as Anish comes in and collects. 2 runs taken by the batsman. With those 2 runs, the score moves to 4 without loss. This time is mistimed it and a catch is dropped there. Who has dropped the catch? Dot ball. Five without loss. Mapusa Dream Crushers in the very first over being bowled by Siddesh Bodke. Venkatesh Prabhu Vellekar is batting on 4. 1 wide. Kaushal yet to open his account. This time cuts it over the head of third man Shailesh Miskin and gets off the mark with the boundary. Kaushal Churi. And the end of the first over, the score is 9 without loss. Siddesh Desai to continue the proceedings from the near end. It's getting darker by the time. It's 4:24 and clouds hovering over MCC ground. We are in the second over. Looks like a slide inside edge onto the pads. He gets a single and gets off the mark, gets off the strike. And Kaushal is batting on 4, Venki on 5, and 1 extra. 10 without loss. Mapusa Dream Crushers in the finals being put into bat first by the Legends. Wide signaled by the umpire. This time Kaushal gets an inside edge and the ball crosses the square leg region. Gets 2 runs. With those 2 runs, Kaushal moves to 6. The score is 13 without loss. This is the second over of the power play. Maximum 2 fielders permitted outside the 30-yard circle. One is a long off, and then we have a sweeper position on the cover boundary. Siddesh Desai once again from the near end to Kaushal, and Kaushal lofts it. The ball is inside the 30-yard circle, and it's taken by Nitya Kunkalkar. New batsman is Yash Prabhugaonkar, hard-hitting batsman of the Mapusa Dream Crushers, playing as an outstation player. And Yash is also playing for Mapusa Dream Crushers in the Super Series. Very hard-hitting batsman. Let's see what Yash can do today. Siddesh Desai to Yash, and Yash drives it but can't pierce the infield. Gets a single. Gets off the mark. And Mapusa Dream Crushers now 14 for 1. So dot ball. Heights. And the ball just stops right on the fence, and the batsman cross over for a couple of runs. And after 2 overs of power play, the score is 16 for 1. Mapusa Dream Crushers being put into bat first. Coming up is the last over of the power play. It's to be bowled by Siddesh Bodke. Siddesh Bodke to continue from the near end, right arm of the wicket to Yash Prabhugaonkar, who lofts it over the infield. Oh, and that's a drop, and it's a boundary. That boundaries, Yash moves to 5 and Mapusa Dream Crushers 20 for 1. Once again, Siddesh Bodke from the near end, right arm of the wicket to Yash. Watchfully plays into the cover region and gets a single. This time the ball is running towards the fence. Gaurish is running after it. Let's see who wins it. And looks like it's going to be 3 runs. Let's wait for the umpire signal. Gaurish says not touch the fence, so 3 runs. 3 runs. Beautifully flicked by Yash this time. Slightly more mid pace into it, and Sanat is going after it. This time the ball wins the race. Oh, the fence she goes. Boundary. Yash moves into double figures with that boundary. This time Yash lofts it over the head of Vardhan Mishkin for a 6. With that 6, Yash moves to 16 of just 5 deliveries, and Mapusa Dream Crushers making full use of the power play at 34 for 1. 18 runs coming in this over so far. Last ball, full toss, and Yash couldn't connect it properly. Gets a single. "19 runs coming off that over from Siddesh Bodke. End of power play. The score is 35 for 1 after 3 overs. Change in bowling from the near end is going to be Shailesh Miskin. Ex-Ranji player of Goa will be going bowling from the near end. Facing him would be Yash Prabhugaonkar, who's batting on 17, having faced just 6 deliveries. Right arm round wicket, Shailesh Miskin. And Yash tries to drive it, misses it completely, and the ball is collected by the wicketkeeper. Once again, right arm round wicket, Shailesh Miskin to Yash. Again can't connect it, results in a dot ball. Saish collects it behind the stumps. Two dot balls to start for Shailesh Miskin. Picked up 2 wickets for just 5 runs in the semi-finals earlier in the day. Once again, right arm round wicket to Yash. This time he makes room and pulls it towards the square leg region where Vibhav comes in and collects and throws it to the keeper. The batsman crosses over for a single. 36 for 1 after 3.3 overs. Venkatesh batting on 10 now. Right arm round the wicket to Venkatesh. Shailesh Miskin. Fuller length and he lofts it. And Vardhan stops it right on the fence on the long on region and restricts the scoring for a single. This time, Shailesh Miskin once again right arm round the wicket from the near end to Yash Prabhugaonkar. Short ball and can't connect it properly. The ball is high in there. It is for the wicketkeeper. Falls in no man's land. It was the wicketkeeper's catch. Wicketkeeper not going for it. And the batsman take a single. Once again, Shailesh Miskin, right arm round the wicket. This time he connects it beautifully and oh, he drops it and it's a 6. It was judged beautifully, but at the very last minute, he dropped it and it's a 6. Anish Gaitonde, Anish Kakode. $44 for 1. For the very first time we are having for the very first time we are having 5 organization committee members. Bowler good. Yash Prabhugaonkar 19 mun sir. Venkatesh 17 mun sir. Vardhan Mishkin to start the proceedings. The 5th over of the innings being bowled from the near end. He will be bowling to Yash Prabhugaonkar, who is batting on 19. This time tries to drive it, but couldn't connect it. Ball ends up with the wicket keeper. Once again, right arm of the wicket, Vardhan Mishkin. Yash, and he connects it high in the air, and that's it. End of Yash Prabhugaonkar's innings with a mighty 6. He returns back to the pavilion, having scored 25 not out. Yo Mursang, anga rao. Anga photo kada anga. Te kartha nahi apana. New batsman kon rahe? Batsman kon rahe? So Yash walks back to the pavilion having scored 25 not out, and he will be replaced by the young sensation Neil Sanjay Netravalkar. Photo ka photo. is nice to see Neil making his presence into the Mapusa Dream Crushers seniors team at the expense of his father Sanjay Netravalkar. Hard-hitting batsman who has scored a 50 and 30 odd runs in the Super Series. Neil will be facing Vardhan Mishkin. Right arm over the wicket from the near end. Vardhan Mishkin to Neil and he cuts it. Only to be stopped by the fielder at point. Gets a single off the mark and takes Mapusa Dream Crushers to 51 for the loss of 1 wicket. Vardhan Mishkin now bowling to Venkatesh, the captain. And he can't connect it. And again gets his third life of the innings. Venkatesh Prabhu Vellekar running a very good time with the bat, having been dropped 3 ice in this innings. "53 for 1, Mapusa Dream Crushers. Venkatesh batting on 19. Vardhan Mishkin once again to Venkatesh Prabhu Vellekar, who's batting on 19 now. Right arm over the wicket from the near end. So wide signal by the umpire. Right arm around the wicket this time, Vardhan. And that's the 6 runs. And Venki also retires, having made 25 not out. चल मेरा बैट्समैन कौन रहा है? ए आजो फुट मारा रंगनाथ. अरे 90 सेकंड से नंतर आउट दिया का तो मुद्दाम करता भाई. वॉच मारे होता कोण बैट वाला तो ताकत आठ मारा है. अरे अनिमेश आउट दिले तुका धाव तो धाव. आउट जातलो. टाइम पास करता रे. 90 सेकंड ना आउट. तो गेलो नी थोय स्ट्राइक सुरू जावपा जाय. Animesh Prabhugaonkar. "60 for 1, Mapusa Dream Crushers being put into bat first. Last ball of the 5th over. Round the wicket, Vardhan Mishkin to Animesh. Drives into the cover region and gets a single to get off the mark. End of the 5th over. Score is 61 for 1. Shailesh Miskin to continue proceedings from the far end. Animesh hits the first boundary of his innings. He moves to 5 and takes Mapusa Dream Crushers to 65. Once again, right arm round the wicket. Shailesh Miskin to Animesh Prabhugaonkar. He lofts it and goes straight to Nitya Kukalkar. And could have been disastrous, but they restrict themselves to a single. With that single, the score moves to 68 for the loss of 1 wicket after 5.3 overs. Right arm of the wicket. Shailesh Miskin, this time to Neil Netravalkar. Dot ball, predetermined stroke, couldn't connect. All ends up collected by Saish Mamre. Once again, Shailesh Miskin to Neil Netravalkar. Dot ball once again. 2 dot balls in a row. Last ball of the 6th over. Shailesh Miskin to Neil Netravalkar. Predetermined, can't connect, and the 3rd dot ball in a row ends the over. After 6 overs, the score is 68 for 1. Siddesh Bodke and Shailesh have completed their spell of 2 overs. Sanat Kamath to continue from the far end, and he'll be bowling right arm round the wicket to Animesh Prabhugaonkar. Current rate is 11.33 and the projected score is 113. Will they reach 113? We'll come to know after another 4 overs. Meanwhile, it's Sanat Kamath from the far end, right arm round the wicket to Animesh Prabhugaonkar. Animesh drives it to the long off region as Neil goes back for the 2nd run, takes the risk and does it quite comfortably in the end. One and one. Another single to Animesh, and the first run being short. The score is 70 for 1. This time Sanat Kamath goes over the wicket to the right-handed Neil Netravalkar. Sanat, right arm of the wicket, bowls a slow delivery, and the batsman had to no pace whatsoever on the ball, so they just managed to get a single. With that single, the score moves to 71 after 6.3 overs. Once again, right arm round the wicket, Sanat this time from the far end to Animesh, who's batting on 8, Neil on 2, score 71 for 1. Dot ball. Dot ball once again. Just 3 singles have been considered in this over by Sanat Kamath. And he has got the Legends back into the match with this wonderful bowling of off spin. This time Animesh lofts it over the fielder, straight over the bowler, and they get a couple of runs to end the over. 5 runs of that over. After end of 7 overs, Mapusa Dream Crushers being put into bat first are 73 for 1. Mihir Gaitonde. Mihir Gaitonde is going to bowl the 8th over of the innings from the far end to Neil Netravalkar, who is batting on 2 of 5 deliveries. Right arm of the wicket. Wide signaled by the umpire. With that single, the score moves to 74 now. And the projected score now dips to 106. Well fielded off his own bowling. Dot ball. Mihir Gaitonde all the way from Panaji. Right arm over the wicket to Neil Sanjay Netravalkar. This time he lofts it as far as Vardhan Mishkin, who drops it. And 2 runs to Neil as a result of the drop catch. This time again drop by Vardhan Mishkin. Drop catch, Vardhan Mishkin, 2 in a row. And those 2 drop catches get you negative points. Score is 78 for 1 after 7.3 overs. 15 balls left in this innings. Mihir once again. Wide signal by the umpire. Score is 79 for 1 after 7.3 overs. Neil Netravalkar is batting on 6 of 8 deliveries. This time he lofts it. And this is a beautifully bisected it, but still just 2 runs. (81 for 1 after 7.4 overs. Mihir Gaitonde once again from the far end bowling to Neil Netravalkar. This time he punches it. And will they? No, they don't take for the second. No, ball. 83 for 1. Mapusa Dream Crushers after 7.5 overs. 4 2-runs run in this over. 4 times the batsmen have taken 2 runs in this over and 2 wides. So the 10 runs have come in this over so far from Mihir Gaitonde. One more ball to come. Saish Mamre taking all the time in the world. Just breaking the momentum of the Mapusa Dream Crushers team, is a very wily cricketer. He knows, he uses all the tricks in the trade. Let's see if there is break in the momentum or whether Mapusa Dream Crushers can make use of this little break in between the innings. Neil is batting on 10 and so is Animesh. 10 runs each to both the players. The score is 83 for 1 after 7.5 overs. Last ball of the 8th over being bowled by Mihir Gaitonde. From the far end to Neil. And Neil tries to cut it. Misses it completely. Collected by Saish Mamre behind the stumps. End of the 8th over. The score is 83 for 1. Sanat Kamat to continue from the far end. Right arm round the wicket to Animesh Prabhugaonkar. He's considered just 5 runs in his previous over. And the projected score now dips further to 103. Current run rate of 10.38 runs per over. This time Animesh lofts it. The ball falls in no man's land and the batsmen collect a couple of runs. Two runs to Animesh takes him to 12 and the score to 85 for the loss of 1 wicket. Once again, right arm round the wicket. Sanat from the far end. This time Animesh lofts it. And it's drop. And the drop results in 2 more runs. One run to the total. Huh? 2? 2-1. 88 for 1 after 8.3 overs. Sanat Kamat coming over the wicket now. And Neil lofts it. No one going for the catch. And they get a couple of runs. Two runs to Neil. Neil moves to 12. Animesh batting on 15. The score is 90 for 1 after 8.4 overs. Sanat Kamat once again right arm over the wicket from the far end to Neil Netravalkar. This time takes it on the full and can't beat Siddesh Bodke at the point region. Gets a single. And the score moves to 91 after 8.5 overs. Last ball of the 9th over coming up. Sanat Kamath so far has been the most economical bowler, giving away just 13 runs of his 11 balls. Right arm round the wicket to Animesh, who lofts it. This time, let us see if Vardhan can catch it. And Vardhan catches it this time. Finally caught by Vardhan Mishkin on the boundary. And Mapusa lose their second wicket, 91 for 2 after 9 overs. The final over of the innings coming up now. 8 runs and 1 wicket by Sanat Kamath. 1 for 13 of his 2 overs. The most economical bowler so far. We welcome Vilin Salkar all the way from Vasco. The winners of the second runners-up trophy, Vasco Saraswat Warriors. अरे बैट्समैन को नहीं हला रहे हाँ? Mir Gaitonde to bowl the final over of the innings. Last over of the innings being bowled by Mihir Gaitonde. Neil Netravalkar on strike. This time Neil drives. And he has bisected the fielders, but the fielders come in and collect and restrict the scoring for a couple of runs. With those 2 runs, Neil moves to 15. And Mapusa Dream Crushers 93 for 2. Once again, it's Mihir Gaitonde, right arm over the wicket. Neil drives it into the cover region as Nitya comes in and fields, restrict the scoring to just a single. Nitya Kukarkar is a very good, promising batsman and wicketkeeper from Panji. 16-year-old Nitya Kukarkar. Mihir Gaitonde now to Sachin Padgaonkar. Dot ball. 94 for 2, the last 3 balls of the innings. Once again, Mihir Gaitonde to Sachin Padgaonkar. Another dot ball. Just 3 runs of this 4 balls so far from Mihir Gaitonde. Will they reach the magical figure of 100? Let's wait and see. This time he cuts it and cuts it beautifully to the vacant third man region for a boundary. And they move to 98 now. Just 2 runs away from the magical 3-figure mark. Will they get it? 98 for 2 after 9.5 overs. This time, Sachin lofts it. And they get 2 runs. And that brings the end of the innings for Mapusa Dream Crushers. They finish at 100 for 2. And now we are starting the final innings of this final. Panaji Saraswat Legends. Saish Mamre to take strike. That's a dot ball to start the proceedings. 101 runs to win in 59 deliveries now for the Legends. This is the Deserts and More Sarsangan men's T10 finals between Panaji Saraswat Legends and Mapusa Dream Crushers. Kaushal Churi and Saish lofts it. Only for the wicketkeeper Venki to take that catch. And Saish departs on the very second ball, being caught behind. Siddesh Bodke is the next batsman. Being put into bat, Mapusa Dream Crushers put an imposing 100 runs in their allotted 10 overs. And Saish Mamre, the man of the match in the semi-finals, is walking back to the pavilion, having been dismissed for a duck. Cricket is a very funny game. It's a great leveler. You win some, you lose some. And the advocate Saish Mamre walks back to the pavilion, a very dejected man. Meanwhile, Mapusa Dream Crushers right in top in this finals. Getting the main batsman Saish Mamre on the very second ball of the innings. Let's see what Siddesh Bodke can do. And Vardhan Mishkin is another southpaw who is known for those hard-hitting innings. Let's see what's in store for the Legends. Kaushal Churi picking a wicket in his very first over. This time, Bodke drives it into the vacant third man region as Pankaj Naik comes in and collects the batsman crossover for a single. That slash over point gets Bodke off the mark and takes Legends also off the mark. 1 for 1. Right arm round the wicket now. Kaushal to the left-handed Vardhan Mishkin. This southpaw from Mapusa is known for his big hitting. His brother Dishank has already made it to the Goa under-16 team and has hit 2 centuries and 350s. Slight bits of misfield gets Vardhan off the mark. And both the openers, both the batsmen batting on one each. And we welcome the father-in-law of Siddesh Bodke who has come all the way to watch his son-in-law bat here, Dr. Umesh Netravalkar. Kaushal once again going over the wicket to the right-handed Bodke. Let's see what the father-in-law brings to Siddesh Bodke's luck. This time Bodke drives and he can't bisect the fielder Shiraj Paikot, restricts him to a single. 3 for 1 Legends after 5 balls of the first over. Just 2 fielders permitted outside the 30-yard circle, the sweeper position and the backward square leg and the mid wicket in fact. Kaushal Churi, right arm round the wicket to the left-handed Vardhan Mishkin. Wide signaled by the umpire. One more addition to the score. Score moves to 4 for the loss of 1 wicket. This time he punches it and punches it beautifully between the two fielders. Boundary for Vardhan Mishkin. The first boundary of the Legends innings comes from the blade of the southpaw Vardhan Mishkin. After the end of the first over, the score is 8 for 1. Legends need 93 more runs in 9 overs. This is the Dazzets and More men's T10 finals. Mehank Darwadkar, who made his debut in the GPL Bandodkar Trophy yesterday, is coming all the way from Mapusa to bowl the second over. This time Bodke drives, but straight to Animesh, and this could be trouble. But comedy of errors here, and finally they get a single. With that single, Vardhan moves to 5, Siddesh Bodke on 3, and the score is 9 for 1. Outside the off stump signaled wide, and with that single, the score moves to 10. This time, Vardhan hoiks it into the mid-wicket region as Vipul Prabhu comes in and collects the batsman crossover for a single. Okay, it is Neil Sanjay Netravalkar. Over the wicket, Mehank Darwadkar, and gets a single. Siddesh Bodke batting on 4, Vardhan on 7. The score is 13 for 1 after 1.4 overs. Mehank Darwadkar now going over the wicket. This time Bodke drives. But so far as the point region, as the fielder comes in and collects the batsman crossover for a single. Mayank Dharwadkar, right arm round the wicket to Vardhan. And the batsman get a single. He retains the strike with that single. End of 2 overs. Legends 15 for 1. Kaushal Churi to bowl his second over and the last over of power play from the near end. Right arm round the wicket to Vardhan Mishkin. Vardhan on 8, Siddesh on 5. Short ball and he bisects the two fielders to perfection. Gets the boundary. With that boundary, Vardhan moves to 12 and the score 19 for 1. .82 runs required now in 47 balls for the Legends. The Desert Sunmore Men's T10 Finals. Kaushal Churi once again, right arm round the wicket. And slightly slower delivery and Foxes Vardhan. Not damage done as the ball misses the stumps collected by the wicketkeeper Wanky. 19 for 1 after 2.2 overs. Sanju, Sanju. Third place असा ते दोग जाणांक आसा ते आतां बरोवन दवर अंत्रुज JSB परिवार आणि वास्को सारस्वत वॉरियर्स. Loud shout. Let's wait for the umpire signal. Absolutely no signal. So it's from the bat. Bat, right? Huh? My Bodke drives it, but straight to Mayank. Could be. They get a single. One run, Mara. 21, Mara. 4.11. With that single, Siddesh moves to 6 of 6 deliveries. Vardhan is batting on 13 from 8 deliveries and the score 21 for 1 after 2.4 overs. A very tense Vibhav Poi there with his Vilo cap. Is the supplier of Vilo pumps all over Goa. Submersible pumps. And this time very well fielded there. Lovely fielding by Animesh Prabhukar from Kankond. And it's a single. With that single, the score is 22 for 1. The last ball of the power play coming up. Kaushal to Siddesh Bodke. This time cuts it beautifully, but straight to the fielder. 1 run and Kaushal ends his quota of 2 overs for 1 wicket for 16 runs. And of 3 overs of power play, the score is 23 for 1. The third place has been jointly won by Antruj JSB Parivar and Vasco Saraswat Warriors. Both will receive their bronze medals and the second runners-up trophy. Mahesh Churi now, the old warhorse of Mapusa Dream Crushers, is a very seasoned umpire of the Goa Cricket Association and conducts lots of tournament in Perne and Dhargal areas. Father of Kaushal Churi, who has finished his quota of 2 overs. Mahesh Churi, right arm over the wicket from the near end to Siddesh Bodke. And offset over the infield. As Neil Netravalkar stops the ball, the batsman crosses over for a single. Mahesh Churi this time right arm around the wicket to the left-handed Vardhan Mishkin. Right arm round the wicket. Mahesh Churi to Vardhan Mishkin. Batting on 14 now. Score is 24 for 1. Punches it, but not. And there's slight bit of misfield by Shiraj, but well covered by Kaushal Churi. Just a single. Lots of singles so far in this innings. Mahesh Churi once again, right arm over the wicket to Siddesh Bodke, and that was a short ball. Could have been put to maximum. Bodke is not aware that his father-in-law is here. Once again, right arm over the wicket, Mahesh Churi, and again a dot ball. 2 dot balls by Mahesh Churi. Once again, right arm over the wicket, Mahesh Churi, slower one, and Bodke lofts it, and it's taken a drop. Animesh drops a lolly there. But a direct throw from Animesh, and he gets his man. Sailu? And we have a combination of uncle and nephew here. Shailesh Miskin and Vardhan Mishkin now on strike. Shailesh being ex-Ranji captain. Vardhan will be a probable Ranji player next year for Goa Cricket Association. It's going to be Mahesh Churi now bowling right arm over the wicket to Shailesh Miskin. This is going to be a make and break partnership for the Legends. 2 great batsmen on strike. Mahesh Churi once again wide outside the leg stump. Signaled by the umpire. 1 addition to the score. The score moves to 27 for 2. Legends require 74 runs in exactly 37 balls. 2 runs per ball or 12 runs per over. Slower one, but beautifully picked up. Straight to Neil Netravalkar, just a single. One addition to the total as Shailesh Miskin opens his account with that inside out shot. And the end of the fourth over, the score is 28 for 2. Neil, 28 for 2. 2 कर 2 आणि 4 ओव्हरी कर. Animesh Prabhugavkar now being brought in from the near end. Will bowling left arm round the wicket to Shailesh Miskin. And Neil being brought now to the long on region as Animesh has gone into bowl. So 4-5 field. Kaushal Churi on the mid wicket. Neil on long on. Sriraj Paikot on the square leg fence. Sweeper is Vipul and long off is Mehang Darwadkar. All the boys in their early 20s. There's a mistimed and the batsmen take a single. Rajesh Kolwalkar, the wily old fox of the Mapusa Dream Crushers, has realized it that the game T10 game is for the youngsters. He has packed his team with youngsters, all in their late teens or early 20s. Once again, it's Animesh. This time is going right, left arm over the wicket. To the left-handed Vardhan Mishkin. Batting on 15 of just 10 deliveries. Tries to drive it. Let's see if he can get past Siraj. No, he stops it. And they take a single. 30 for 2 after 4.2 overs. Legends needing 1 run more to win in 34 balls. Again, left arm round the wicket now. Animesh to Shailesh Miskin. He cuts it and gets past the fielder as Vipul comes in from the cover region and throws to the wicketkeeper. The batsmen take 2 runs. With those 2 runs, Legends move to 32. This is going to be a make or break partnership between the two Mishkins, uncle and nephew, playing for the Legends team. 32 for 2 after 4.3 overs. Animesh this time. And this time he cuts, lofts it in over the infield where Vipul stops it on the cover fence. And a single. That single takes Shailesh to 5 and gets him off the strike as Animesh comes over the wicket to Vardhan Mishkin. Back foot and puts it, but Mehang comes in from the long on region and restricts the scoring for a single. Last ball of the 5th over from Animesh, who is going round the wicket now to Shailesh Miskin. Fuller length and Shailesh makes good use of it and slog sweeps it for a boundary. To end the 5th over, the score is 38 for 2. Legends chasing 101 for victory. Anil, आज एक फोटो मार होता बितलन चलता फोटो मार बितलन चलता फोटो मार बितलन चलता अंचन मार ना ना मार बाकी दाखवता विचारपा जाय एमसीसी अशें अलाउड काय म्हणून तुमचे हां करीत ते दादागिरी काय म्हणून बोलो महेश चुरी तो Mahesh Churi to bowl the 6th over from the far end, coming right arm round the wicket to Vardhan Mishkin, batting on 17. Shailu batting on 9, and the score is 38 for 2 after 5 overs. 63 required now in 30 balls for the Legends to win this DnM Sarsangan Men's T10 Finals Trophy. Meanwhile, Vardhan punches it into the mid-wicket region where Neil comes in and fields and restricts the scoring for a single. Mahesh Churi goes over the wicket now to the right-handed Shailesh Miskin. Wide signaled by the umpire. With that wide, the score moves into the 40s now. 40 for 2. Legends after 5.1 overs. Once again, Mahesh Churi over the wicket to Shailesh Miskin. Dot delivery collected by the wicketkeeper. Ball keeping extremely low now. This time, Shailesh picks it to perfection and he bisects the two fielders. The ball hits the side screen for a boundary. अरे विभाव राव मरे ए विभाव मधीच खंय वता रे कितें चलना रे तुमचे Once again, right arm over the wicket. Mahesh Churi to Shailesh Miskin. Shailesh lofts it over the infield and it goes for yet another boundary. This is the Shailesh Miskin, which we all know about. 17 runs now of just 8 deliveries with 3 boundaries. 48 for 2 after 5.4 overs. 53 more runs to win in 26 balls. Shailesh Miskin is a very dangerous batsman. Only thing, he can score just 8 more in this innings. Shailesh on 17, Vardhan on 18. Mahesh Churi once again to Shailesh, who tries to cut it, can't get past Shiraj Paikot. Gets a single, gets off the strike. Both the batsmen now batting on 18 each. 49 for 2 after 5.5 overs. As Mahesh goes around the wicket to the left-handed Vardhan. Dot ball to end the over. After end of 6 overs, the score is 49 for 2. And some important tips being passed over to his captain Venkatesh. And in comes Rajesh Kolwalkar to replace Pankaj Naik. And there's a change in bowling there. Yash Prabhugaonkar to bowl from the far end. The 7th over of the innings. Finally, the ball comes, but the single. With that single, the score moves to 50 now. 50 for 2 after 6.2 overs. 51 required in 22 balls. Much less than what CSK required yesterday High in the air. Oh, lovely try. One run and a very good try, but in the end he dropped the ball. That's the six from Shailo Mishkin. Shailo Miskin has to come back. Shailo, that. Shailesh Miskin comes back after making an enterprising 25. And new batsman is Anish Kakode. 57 for 2 after 6.4 overs. 44 required in 20 balls for the Legends to lift the Deserts and More. Sarsangan 19 balls. Saish says that CSK needed 40 in 2 overs. Legends need 40 in 3 overs and 1 ball. Can they make it? Yash Prabhugaonkar has conceded 12 runs in this over so far. Right arm of the wicket. And can't connect. Dot ball to end the over. End of 7 overs, the score is 61 for 2. Change in bowling. Vipul Deshprabhu to bowl from the far end. Is going to bowl. 19. Vardhan is batting on 19. Anish Kakode on 4. And Vipul Deshprabhu to bowl the 8th over of the innings from the far end. Right arm round the wicket. Arey. This time, Vardhan lofts it over the infield and it takes 2 runs. Those 2 runs takes Vardhan to 21. 21 to Vardhan Mishkin. The score is 63 for 2. This time he cuts it. Animesh collects and throws it straight back to the keeper. Restricts the scoring to a single. Anish now facing Vipul Deshprabhu from the far end. Coming over the wicket. He's batting on 4. Having faced just 2 deliveries. And scored 1 boundary. Vipul Deshprabhu right arm of the wicket to Anish. He lofts it over the bowler As Neil comes in, throw at the wrong end. Gets a couple of runs. With those 2 runs, Anish moves to 6. Vardhan is batting on 22 and the score is 66 for 2 after 7.3 overs. 15 balls, 35 runs to get. He lofts it. Will anyone go for it? No one. The ball just falls short. Batsmen take a single. After 7.4 overs, the score is 67 for 2. Vardhan Mishkin batting on 22 now. Right arm round wicket for... And that's a massive one. Massive. And it's a 6. Vardhan comes back at a score of 28 of just 18 deliveries. But he has taken the Legends to 73. They require just 28 more runs to win. Nagnat photo marlo. $73 for 2 after 7.5 overs. Legends requiring 28 runs in 13 balls. Can they get it? Siddesh Desai comes in and he turns it round the corner. Bit of dabbling with the feet and end of the 8th over, the score is 75 for 2. Prabhugaonkar to bowl the 9th over of the innings. Right arm over the wicket now to Anish Kakode. Over the wicket and that's a dot ball. Tried to cut it, mistimes it, misses it completely and collected by the wicketkeeper Venki. Dot ball to start the over. Yash Prabhugaonkar. Short ball and he lofts it. But as far as the left-handed Animesh Prabhugaonkar, and 2 runs to the batsman. $77 for 2 now after 8.2 overs. Yash Prabhugaonkar to Anish Kakode. Cuts it now, but so far as the cover region. Gets a single, gets off the mark. And the score is 78 for 2 after 8.3 overs. 9 balls, 23 runs to get. Yash Prabhugaonkar once again. Siddesh, a mighty shot there over the fielder. The big 6 there. That 6 takes the Legends to 84 for 2 after 8.4 overs. 8 balls and 17 runs to get. This is the big finals. The Deserts and More Men's T10 Finals. Siddesh Desai batting on 8 of just 2 deliveries. And Yash Prabhugaonkar to bowl right arm of the wicket from the far end. And he leaves it. I think the batsman has not attempted the shot. Let's wait for the... It's a bye signaled by the umpire. That bye takes the score to 85 for 2. Last ball of the 9th over. And it results in a catch. Sachin takes the catch of the last ball, and Anish Kakode has to come back to the pavilion, having been dismissed of the last ball of the 9th over. New batsman for the Legends is their coordinator, Vibhav Pai, who plays with this very unique red helmet. 85 for 3 after 9 overs. Right. Who is going to bowl the last over? Mehank Darwadkar, the young 19-year-old Mehank Darwadkar, all the way from Mapusa, is going to bowl the final over of the innings. The final over of the Deserts and More Sarsangan Men's T10 Finals. The Legends require 16 runs in 6 balls. Mehank Darwadkar, right arm over the wicket. Mehank Darwadkar is going to bowl the last 6 balls of this Deserts and More Sarsangan Cricket Finals of the Men's T10 event. 16 runs for the Legends to win in 6 balls. We have a deep fine leg, third man, sweeper position, deep mid wicket and a long on. These are the 5 fielders outside the 30-yard circle as Mehank runs in from the far end, right arm over the wicket to Siddesh, and he leaves, and that's a wide signal as the batsman run another. So it's $87 now for the loss of 3 wickets, 14 runs to get of 6 deliveries. Meanwhile, it's going to be Vibhav Pai. Mehank once again, right arm over the wicket from the far end to Vibhav, who clips it past the square leg fielder, and he is contented with that single. 1 run of the first delivery to go with the 2 wides, and the score is 88 for 3 after 9.1 overs. Shorter run up for Mehank Darwadkar, right arm over the wicket to Siddesh, who leaves it once again. That's a wide delivery. Four runs so far in the first 1 ball. And this time wraps him on the pad. And a dot ball. Four balls and 12 runs to win. 12 runs to win in 4 balls. Who can do it? Will it be Siddesh Desai or will it be Mehank Darwadkar? 4 more balls. Mehank Darwadkar, young sensation, likely to play for Goa in a couple of years. Right arm fast, and it goes straight to nil, and just a single. They're very clever. They're very, very clever. बंद करा फिल्डर विचार कोणतो फिल्डर कोणतो कोण गेला न्यू बॅट्स 3 balls, 11 runs to get. It's a wide ball. Mayank has bowled 3 wides, and the batsmen have taken 1 run of a wide. So 4 wides in this over. 91 the score after 9.3 overs. 10 runs to win in 3 balls. This time it's a dot ball. Mayank. Can Mayank ball another dot ball? One more dot ball and the trophies of Mapusa Dream Crushers. Or can Siddesh do it? 10 runs required in 2 balls. Mayank. Once again, this time he lofts it over the infield. Will it go to the boundary? Yes, it does. It's a boundary. Over the infield, lofted. And the score is 95 for 4. They require 6 runs to win in 1 delivery. 6 runs to win, 1 ball to go. 6 runs, Musa. 6. This is the men's T10 finals, the Deserts and More Sarsangan men's T10 finals, and we are on the very last ball of the match. 6 runs to win, 1 ball in which to get them. Siddesh Desai, can he do it? Batting on 13. Mayank Darwadkar has given 17 runs of his 1.5 deliveries. Last ball coming up. And he drives it, but straight to the long on region as the fielder comes in and collects the batsman. Crossover for a couple of runs. And that's the end of the match. As Mapusa Dream Crushers win the Deserts and More T10 finals by 3 runs. Panaji Saraswat Legends.
Hello, 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 hello. हॅलो हॅलो हॅलो
ते संजी तुझें हें खंय लिस्ट आणि अपकमिंग प्लेयर आणि मोस्ट एनर्जेटीक आसा न्ही अपकमिंग प्लेयर कोणाक दिवया हांगा लिडर बोर्ड पळया कोण तो तसोच गेलो तो हय सोड वर्धन मिश्किनाक मेळ्ळा मरे अपकमिंग प्लेयर बरे कोणाक बरयतले आनी
भुरगो कोण आसता
हय कितें आयचे गॅस्ट हे पळय व्यंकटेश प्रभू वेर्लेकराक एक घाल मोस्ट एनर्जेटीक घालया काय मोस्ट एनर्जेटीक आनी कोणाक दिवपाक मेळटा आसूं रे प्रॉब्लेम काय ना रे we are starting with the final prize distribution ceremony of this year's edition Deserts and More Sarsangan Men's T10 Finals. We have some distinguished personalities gracing us here. First and foremost, Deep Karapurkar. May I request Deep Karapurkar to kindly, Sanjeev to kindly escort Deep Karapurkar onto the dais. Kapil Kamath and Milind Sarkar. May I request our treasurer, Bab Santosh Kamath, to kindly have a seat, and engineer Sanjeev Prabhu. Friends, the men's T10 cricket tournament was postponed for some reasons from Mapusa ground, and even the gods, rain gods, have been very good to us, and we've been able to complete the tournament quite successfully thanks to all our team coordinators and the teams, and of course to our sponsors. Today's the virtual semi-final was played between Panaji Saraswat Legends and Antruj GSP Parivar, and Saraswat Legends won the match by 8 wickets to make it to the finals. Finals today was being put into bat. Panaji Saraswat Mapusa Dream Crushers made 100 for the loss of 2 wickets, thanks to Venkatesh, their captain, making 25 in just 11 deliveries with 2 sixes, and Yash Prabhugankar making 25 in 12 balls with 2 fours and 2 sixes. Very important contributions in the end from Neil Sanjay Netravalkar, who made 16, and Animesh Prabhugankar, who made 15. 1 wicket each to Siddesh Desai and Sanat Kamath. In reply, Sahish Mamre, the man of the match in the semi-finals, got dismissed on the very second delivery, but that did not deter the Legends team. Vardhan Mishkin playing a good hand of 28 in just 18 deliveries with 2 boundaries and 1 six, and Shailesh Miskin, his uncle, making 25 in 12 balls with 3 fours and 1 six. Anish Kagode tried his best, making 10, and Siddesh Desai played a good innings of 15, but in the end, they fell short by 3 runs. 1 wicket to Yash Prabhugankar and Kaushal Churi. We will start with the prize distribution ceremony of the finals first. The man of the match in the finals is Yash Prabhugankar. Not there. Okay, now may I request Anil Kamath to kindly do the presentation of the bouquets to our guests, first and foremost to Sri Deep Karapurkar. May I request Anil to kindly present the bouquet to Kapil Kamath and to the owner of Vasco Saraswat Warriors, Milind Sarkar. Also kindly request you to present a bouquet to our treasurer, Sri Santosh Kamath, who in spite of being injured, he met with an accident, but still has been very helpful and come over here, and of course to our much talented all-rounder, Sri Sanjeev Prabhu. Friends, Deep Karapurkar doesn't need any introduction. He is a civil engineering graduate and CEO of the Cityscape Developers, also the president of Rotary Club of Margam. Put a big round of applause to Deep Karapurkar. Kapil Kamath needs no introduction in Margam, owner of the Tire Express and Unique Cars, has a retail unit and sells good quality of tires. My car also has been serviced by him. Thanks to Kapil Kamath. Big round of applause to Kapil Kamath. Sanjeev Prabhu is a very talented engineer, works for PWD, retiring next year, but he is known also for his great acting skills. He is a great actor, he takes place in many plays and has advertised even for big TV commercials. Big round of applause to engineer Sanjeev Prabhu. Pharmacist by education and dealer of international marine paints. Big round of applause to the owner of Vasco Saraswat Warriors, Milind Sarkar. And our own treasurer, Bab Santosh Kamath, needs no introduction. He is a retired person. He is now leading a very happy retired life with his wife Sandhya Kamath, who works for the government of Goa, and he is involved with a lot of social organization, Sardashray, which looks after, takes care of old age people. Now, may I request our guest, first and foremost Deep Karapurkar, to kindly address the gathering.
Address of
पूण सगळेच जिखल्या. फर्स्ट आयलो सेकंड आयलो तीन मार्कांनी मातशे फाटल्यान उरले. नेक्स्ट टायम ते भरून काडया. सो प्रत्येकाचें अभिनंदन सगळ्यांत परबी आनी तुमी ऑर्गनायज करता 4-5 वर्सां इतली उमेदीन ताका जी उर्जा लागता पळय एनर्जी लागता ती आमकां दिश्टी पडटा पळयल्यारूच. संजू प्रभू आनी नाटकां जाली स्टेजी ग्रावंडाचेरूय नाटकां खूब करची पडटा. सो तुमकां सगळ्यांक परबी आनी इतलेंच सांगून हांव तुजी 2 उतरां सोंपयतां.
कपिल बाब कामत.
फर्स्ट थँक्यू इनवायटींग मी हियर. फर्स्ट म्हळ्यार तुमकां सगळ्यांक वालोर ह्या गरमेन खेळप इज रियली अ स्पेशल अँड रियली अ डेअर. प्लीज युअर वेल राउंड फॉर यू ऑल ऑफ यू. एनीवे वेल ऑर्गनाइज्ड. I am not so well associated as of now, but I wish in future I should be associated with your organization and my contribution will be always there for you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kapil. And now, Milind Bab Sarkar, who has come all the way from Vasco.
First of all, thank you, Gomakan. First of all, congratulations to
Mapusa Dream Crushers.
Kolwarkar and his team. Congratulations to another Mapusa team. All of them are Mapusa guys.
पणजी चडशे.
Other teams like Rajesh, Sethi. Congratulations. I should congratulate my team also for participating. But overall, very good tournament. Hope you continue again. Thank you.
Sanju, uletla. Okay. First and foremost, may I request our guests to kindly present the bronze medals to the third place team. मोहित कोण आयला? एकटोच? ओके, ती सगळी मेडल. कितली जाण तुमची टिमीन? 12? 13 काढून दी ताज्या हातान दी 13. हय 6 हाका घाल 6 ताका घाल. 13 आसा मरे. May I request Deep Karapurkar to kindly hand over the medals to Milind Bab Sarkar and मोहित यो. पयली एक मोहिताच्या गळ्यात घाल मरे. इतलो पयसल्यान आयला तो. मोहित तसो पळय तसो पळय. हय घे. आणि मेडल एक हाका घाल. एक हाका घाल. ना सद्या घाल. राव. आणि कपिल एक ताका घाल. अनिल कामती एक घाल. अनिल कामती घाल.
टाळी मारा मरे.
तीन दी ती सगळ्या मिलिंद बाबाकडे दी. राव दिव नी मरता हाका दिव नी मरे. मोहित हिंदा छेड हांगाच राव. मोहित तू हांगा राव. आणि ती सेकंड रनर्सअप ट्रॉफी हाड. सेकंड रनर्सअप म्हणून बरयल्लें आसा पळय. पळय हांगा आसता धाकटी रे सगळ्यांक. मोहित हात धर. राव तकले घाल नाका लिपतले. Big round of applause to Vasco Saraswat Warriors, the second runners-up of the men's T10 cricket tournament. I will be calling out the names. Good fight in the end by Antruj GSB Parivar. As I call out the names, please come. ती bronze medal हाड. Bronze medal हाड. येते ट्रेन घाल आणि हाड. ती bronze medal म्हळ्यार ती सायडी आसा ती. हां. येते ट्रेन घाल. ट्रेन घाल आणि हाड. सगळी ट्रेन घाल आणि हाड. आणि हांगा राव. अनिल हांगा राव. ओके, एज आय कॉल आउट द नेम्स, प्लीज कम. नागेश पलंग.
बेगीन मॅच धांवट आहे रे.
एक बेगीन या आता. तन्मय सुकटणकार. अमेय सुकटणकार. अरे फाटल्यान तोंड तशें पळय. पळय कॅमेरा थंय आसा.
तन्मय कोण?
आसा दोगूय भाव ते. प्रथम कोसंबे. प्रतोष पिळगांवकर. तोडीन पळय. अमोघ नमशिकार. विश्लेश शेणवी. प्रभाकर शेटये. राजस प्रभू. देवल करमली. अविनाश कोसंबे. हाँ सर. And the captain Pradeep Shetty. घाल 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 मरे ते किती रावला कपिल म्हाका एक घाल हांवूय आसा त्या टिमीन थँक्यू
कॅमेरा पळय.
Yeah. May I request the team to kindly come and collect the second runners-up trophy? ते मागीर घे वरा रे हे दी पयली ट्रॉफी दी कपिल हात धर आता काढ फोटो अनिल तो चॅम्पियन्स रे चॅम्पियन्स बोर्ड हय थंय आसता ताका हाडपाला हे ताका कोणाकय हाडपाला तूं राव हांगा येते पळय सुरजाक सांग
Maybe the last trophy of Sarsangan.
As I call out the names of the first runners up, Vibhav Pai. ना हांव जाणा न्ही तो वत्तो पळोवन हांवें नांव पयलीं घेतलां कॅप काड विभव कितें सिद्धेश बोडके सिद्धेश देसाई वर्धन मिश्किन सनत कामत सारको फोटो काढा रे राव मीर गायतोंडे गौरी शेलियस वेंकटेश बुरिये शैलू मिस्किन नित्य कुंकळकार अनिश काकोडे and the one and only Advocate Saish Mamrao. May I request the dignitaries to kindly present the first runners-up trophy to Saish Mamre, and may I request the team to kindly come. काढ मरे मिलिंद हाडलाय थंय Before we present medals for the winning team, we'll do the individual. Okay, we'll present the medal first. No, medal this all. तू काढले हातांनी. The winners' medals, as I call out the names, Rajesh Bab Kolwalkar, the whole and soul of Mapusa Dream Crushers. हाका पळय म्हणटा तो. पंकज नाईक. Hey, mobile, Rajesh. Neil Sanjay Netrawalkar. Shiraj Paikhot. Mahesh Churi, senior most player on the circuit. Big round of applause to Mahesh Churi. सचिन पाडगांवकर राव भुरगो फोटो मारता पळय सचिन पाडगांवकर अनिमेश प्रभुगांवकर यश प्रभुगांवकर, कौशल चुरी तो गेलो, विपुल देशप्रभू, मेहंक दारवाडकर, Vice Captain of the Mapusa Dream Crushers. Big round of applause. And the young captain Venkatesh Prabhu Vellekar. We'll start with the individual presentation first and then we'll present the trophy. Okay? The most energetic player for some wonderful fielding in the outfield, Neil Sanjay Netravalkar. Chepengaadu Neil, te chepengaadu this pana kondo. Upcoming player of the tournament, Nitya Kukadekar. Cricket, as they say, is a game which is to be played within the spirit, and for some fantastic spirit throughout the tournament, Spirit of Cricket Award to the Antruj GSB Parivar. Pradeep Shetty, if you are around, please collect the Spirit of Cricket Award. For some wonderful fielding in the outfield, in getting involved with 4 dismissals and 3 catches, the best fielder of the tournament, Sachin Padgaonkar. For effecting 1 catch, 1 run out and 4 dismissals, the best wicketkeeper of the tournament, Amey Suktankar from Antruj GSB Parivar. For 4 wickets at an economy of 7.2 and average of 9, the best bowler of the tournament, the outstation player, Deval Karmali. Moga kya mursa? For scoring 84 runs at an average of 42 in a strike rate of 120, 135, best batter, Vardhan Mishkin. Yo, Vibhav, yo. Anisha. For a batting point of 4.45, bowling points of 4.325 and fielding of 0.224, the player of the series with a total of 8.999 points, Kaushal Churi. तो ना नहीं तो गेलो कोण घेता रे प्लेयर ऑफ फायनल्स मयांक आणि कोण दुसरो घेताले पळय वेंकटेश यू आर नेक्स्ट इन एनी केस कम यो वेंकी गे And last but not the least, the winner's trophy of the men's T10 Deserts and More Sarsangan cricket tournament. The winning team, Mapusa Dream Crushers. May I call upon Rajesh Korwalkar and Venki to kindly collect the trophy. Now, पहिली वो एक फोटो घे. So आता फोटो काढूया सारको सिस्टमॅटिक. ते चॅम्पियन्स बोर्ड हाड बाबा. आयुष मातसो बसपा लायता हांकां. गेस्टांक राव हांव सांगू तुका. तुमी न्ही ते
ना रे उबे राव रे
मातशे बसता तुमी. वेंकी बसपा लाय वेंकी. ते तांकां बसूनी हांव सांगू. राव सारको बस. कौशल बस. सचिन बस. सचिन बस. अनिमेश बस. कोण लिपना. मिलिंद लिपता. मयांक बस. राव मयांक फुडें बस. तू मातसो फुडें घे तांकां. मातसो फुडें बस. मयांक बस. ताका मदीं घे. आतां दिसता मरे. चल पळय.